Well, so nice to have everybody back with us for, I guess, part two of our interview with Annette Thompson, LPGA Master Professional. And Annette, we got you.
Good.
We got
What?
you. All right. All right. I'm having a little problem with her volume.
Is that better?
Yeah. Can you maybe a little bit more?
Hang on.
Put the volume up on your phone.
Yes. Better?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It is. It is. Okay. Glad to have you back. Anyway, Annette, let me ask you, why do you think the average weekend player, man and woman, really aren't getting better as fast as they want to?
Well, my first short answer is most of them don't practice
Right.
enough. As adults, we're used to hearing a, a concept, and if we intellectually understand it, we think we know it. And I'm always teasing my students is, yeah, you could be a golf teacher, you know what it is, but you haven't put in the sweat equity
Right.
to make it a habit. And, a lot of that is sometimes people's schedules. They don't have time, to practice enough. But I think a lot of it is they don't really ask their teaching professionals to give them a efficient practice routine
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't have to be out there 2 hours slamming balls.
Yeah.
You can spend 25 minutes on actual drills and things that will help you learn faster. And, the other thing is, I think that we as a population of golfers are so in love with the idea of distance that we
Yeah.
don't spend enough
Yeah.
time on the short game.
Yeah. True. And I call that the scoring part of the game. Chipping and putting, definitely very, very
Mhm.
important. You're right. People won't just want to get out and pound it. Which brings me to my next question, which is typically, Annette, what do most of your students come to you for? I need help with this. What do they come to you for primarily?
I would think in a word, inconsistency.
Yeah.
They're doing one of these and two of those and missing the ball and hitting it
Yep.
sideways and rolling it and topping it. And again, what is happening is often, and I often quote Dr. Debbie Cruz from Arizona State, that the most detrimental thoughts a golfer can have are about outcome.
Mm-hmm.
When we try to control outcome, then we, by nature, try to do something to the ball to
Yeah.
create that outcome. And in reality, a golfer should be swinging to a target, toward a target,
Yeah.
and not interfering. I tease golfers all the time. I say it's not your job to hit the ball; it's your club's job. Get out of the way and let it happen.
Yeah. That's very good. And I totally, totally agree with that. Do you think that most players, and of course I'm talking amateurs now, weekend players, make their swing more complicated than it needs to be?
Absolutely. It's a little bit of protecting our egos because if it's that complicated, then I can understand why I can't do it. If it's simple, why can't I do it? And
Yeah.
I often use the analogy walking a tightrope is a very simple theory. Put one foot in front of the other and don't fall off. But it's difficult. So that if we can understand the simplicity of the golf swing and allow our bodies to create a rhythmic motion, we have a good chance of missing it well. And
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
what the game comes down to is
Right.
missing it well.
Right. Right. What would be your advice to people tuning in, Annette, that are new to the game that want to learn to play golf? I get this all the time, and I tell people, look, golf isn't for everybody. Golf is a damn hard game. There's no shortcuts to it. You'll get frustrated, aggravated, neurotic, just like the rest of us. But that's part of the game. What would be your advice to somebody that wants to learn as far as deciding what type of teacher or coach they should go to?
Well, I think, it's a little bit that a new golfer doesn't really know what they're looking for
Right.
because they
Right.
are new. But first of all, it has to be someone that you can for lack of a better phrase, click with, that this person is not giving you so much material you can't handle it, that this person is explaining so that you get an intellectual understanding of what you're trying to do, and that it's somebody that will give you some ways to practice. Because, a lot of what has to happen for a new golfer is they just have to keep swinging and hit missing and swinging and missing
Right.
till they sort of figure out how not to miss.
Right.
And I tell golfers all the time who are starting the game, it does not matter how old one is. One learns physical skills the same way.
Right.
I have to create a vision in my mind
Right.
and a feeling in my muscles. And then I have to be able to know what my intellectual cues are that help create that. And then I have to practice.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times people don't want to practice because they don't think they know enough. Well, you know, buy yourself a form to grip so you have one club that you know you can put your hands on correctly,
Hmm.
and learn to count to four, back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and swing and try to just keep doing it till you get somewhat better. I know Bob Tofsky was always quoted as saying when he had a new player, go hit it, get an error that I can fix. So
Yeah. Bob Toski is something else. Unbelievable guy. Unbelievable guy. If you were changing gears a little bit, if you had the opportunity to be the LPGA commissioner for a couple of days, what are some of the things that, if any, that you would want to change on the LPGA tour, Annette?
well, I'm not sure that I think we're going in the right direction. It's gaining, the players are becoming a little bit better known to the public. Um, to every coin there are two sides. So I think some of the frustration viewers and fans are seeing with the PGA is, I've heard more than one man say, "I just watch the LPGA now." So that fan base is enlarging, and that's good. I'd love to see more events,
Hmm.
just in the small towns that people could come out and really see, because
Hmm.
today's sporting world, things have gotten so expensive for a family to
Yeah.
attend a ball
Yeah.
game.
True.
Um, get those kids out watching golf, because we're doing such a good job with the USGA and that girls golf that we're getting. We've had 1 million girls go through that program,
Hmm.
um, and
Wow.
I would just love to see the tour get more exposure via events
Yeah.
and more more exposure on TV. And I just think we're going in the right direction. And like all progress, it's not fast enough for most of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's good. That is good. What do you think, as a top teacher that you are, do you feel, or what do you do to encourage more ladies to get into the game? I know you're on the teaching tee a long time every day helping people, but outside of that, what do you do to encourage women to get into the game? Because they make up really a very small percentage of worldwide players. There's a lot of room for more women to get into the game.
Well, and not only to get into the game, but to stay in the game. We
Yeah.
know at one point in not too distant past, they were the biggest population entering the game, but also the biggest population leaving the game. So, as an industry, we have addressed that somewhat, always can be improved, to make women feel comfortable at golf. I was teasing a guy the other day about, I said, ladies have to go to the bathroom together when you're out to dinner. You can't just tell a girl or a woman to go over that driving range and hit a few buckets of balls. Uh, they'll go with Susie, their friend,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a glass of wine afterwards. But bottom line is, bottom line is we've got to make the golf experience a little more welcoming for the
Yeah.
average
Yeah.
woman.
Good point.
And I think, as much as we sort of, you know, maybe even cast aspersions at things like Top Golf and Drive Shack and things like that, it's getting people to be introduced to golf.
Yeah,
And for every 10 people that are introduced in that social setting, one or two might continue the game and do
right.
it in a little what we call a more traditional way.
Yeah, yeah. We've got to keep them. Got to have them,
Mhm.
experience a good experience to keep them. Annette, stay right there. We're going to take a very short break. We come back, we will have more with our special guest, LPGA Master Professional Annette Thompson. Stay with us. The revolutionary Power to Golf Club requires no swing to hit golf shots from 50 up to 225 yards. That's right, no swing. It's empowering golfers with physical issues to continue enjoying time golfing with friends and family. With just the push of a button, the easy-to-use Power to Golf Club launches shots down the fairway and onto the green. Whether a physical issue or just want to join in on the fun, the Power to Golf Club is for you. Visit online, powergolfclub.com. One of the perks about being in golf media is that I get to try every club ever made. Of course, like most things, some are better than others. I'm here to tell you that I have found unquestionably the absolute best performing set of irons I have ever played, and my scores show it. Let me introduce you to Grindworks, custom fitted irons that are made to fit your game. Grindworks offers players 3 different styles of irons. You can choose muscleback irons, cavity back irons, and even blades, along with some awesome wedges. And when you purchase your clubs, Grindworks lets you choose the type of shaft you want, the type grip you prefer, and even will adjust the loft and lie of your clubs if needed. That's unheard of. So what are you waiting for? Feel the power and experience and performance of these amazing clubs. Simply go to grindworksusa.com or call 281-651-4046 to order. Trust me, your handicap will love you for it. All right, welcome back, everybody, to more of the 19th Hole podcast for golfers. I'm your host, Dennis Silvers, and we have more with Annette Thompson, our special guest. Annette, how do you market yourself to help separate you from your competition?
Well, I think that's a question that all professionals face. And of course, if you're at a private club, as I am, there are sometimes limitations with how much marketing outside of your own facility you might
Right,
do.
right.
But a large teaching staff, there is always a chance for additional lessons for everybody, I think. But word of mouth is just the world's best
Yeah,
way. If
without a
someone's
doubt.
having then you get all their buddies, and and we laugh about the hot teacher this month, because it's all you have to have is this one student who has had just phenomenal success after a
Right,
lesson. And suddenly, everybody they know thinks you have all the answers.
right.
But I think the whole idea of um, teaching the game to anybody and everybody who's interested in learning.
Yeah,
That's the fun. And, a
yeah.
lot of times we do a lot of free clinics and we do,
Hmm.
introduce ourselves to the players who might not yet be taking lessons or just starting the game.
Well, being at a private club, you bring up a good point. You've got kind of a captive audience, but do you also teach non-members as well that could come see you at the club?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Very Club allows us to have outside members, and we have a wonderful teaching facility there. We have 27 acres of learning facilities.
Wow, really? That's exceptional.
We have a beautiful area that has 6 different greens with flags from 32 to 100 yards. We
Wow.
have
Awesome.
we have 2 indoor bays. So I tease students all the time. I said, "There's no reason anyone who lives here would ever go for want of being
Right.
able to."
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Well, I'm waiting for my invitation. I haven't seen your facility. I'm waiting
Well,
for my
gotta come.
invitation.
You were just 2 hours away at the PGA show.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. And it was a great show, by the way. I think it's back. They were packed with
Mhm.
people, a lot of vendors. People were doing business. It was very very nice. You have a very impressive resume, by the way, and in your resume, you said you're also a motivational speaker. What typically do you talk about when you do this? And is this just for women golfers? Where do you do your motivational speaking?
Well, it's actually, it kind of goes the gamut. I think one of my more interesting gigs was I spoke to a group of U.S. Marshals one time,
Wow.
basically, and I didn't
Wow.
get locked. I thought that was pretty cool. But um, the motivational, I use golf primarily as the tool to talk about, and quite often it is to groups that are golfers. Maybe even something as simple as a member guest
Uh-huh.
luncheon speech or something. But one of the things I think that all golfers need to hear is that you can't be your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
I can't recall one of the LPGA members um, was quoted one time as saying, I already have 143 people out here pulling against me. I do not need another one. So we so hard on ourselves as players. We expect, I'm sorry, I'm having, there I am.
There you
Hope I
go.
didn't make it.
No, we want to see all of you.
But we're so hard on ourselves. We expect so much perfection.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I try to bring out in these discussions are, golf is one of the things you do. It doesn't define you.
Right.
We hear tour over and over in interviews saying when they came to that revelation that I can't just live or die by my golf score,
Right.
that it often happened to, help their performance
Yeah.
because you can't play well under that kind of pressure demanding perfection.
No
When you
way.
look at the highly paid baseball players that are only hitting the ball 30% of the time,
Yeah.
what do we think?
Yeah. No, that is a very 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 good point. You know, I asked this question of a lot of instructors, and I get a lot of different kinds of answers. Uh, we talked about previously about playing lessons, and I agree with you. I think they're a terrific tool for the teacher and the student. What about training aids, Annette? Do you use training aids in your lessons, and what do you think about training aids overall?
Well, I think there's some very good ones, and there's some that are not very good, like any other industry. And again, as certain things work in terms of techniques and drills with players, certain training aids are more appropriate for one player and maybe
Yeah,
not for another one.
yeah,
But anything, if the student understands what his or her goal is, what are
mm-hmm,
they trying to,
mm-hmm,
uh, but a lot of times I'll just use something I have with me, a towel, maybe under an arm, or a
yeah,
golf ball, but just to keep you from getting handsy.
yeah,
You know, I try to use training aids that the player himself or herself can do on their own. They don't have to
right.
buy.
Excellent, excellent.
There are some good ones out there
Yeah,
by,
yeah, there are.
people love gifts. I use that in the most positive way. Some
Yeah,
people like to have the speed sticks to increase. Um, I'll give them a pointer stick and say I want to hear the louder wish.
mm-hmm,
Um, Bottom line is it's such an individual sport, and we've got to embrace our individuality. And again, can't tell recreational players enough. They need have to hold their teacher, their professional, responsible for giving them ways to practice.
excellent. I could not agree more. I like the towel thing under the arm because everybody can do it. Everybody's got a towel at home. I mostly put deodorant under my arms instead of a towel, but maybe I should start doing that more. I know.
You put
I
a finger under your arms, it'll help your golf swing.
okay. All right, I've got one more question for you because I know they're screaming for you on the lesson tee, and I appreciate you hanging in there with us. Do you think that the Americans will ever again dominate on the LPGA Tour because of net? I don't think so.
I'm not sure they will. And I think one of the things that is interesting is that uh, human nature being what it is, we tend to group all ethnicities
Yeah,
as one group, even though
yeah,
they may be born and reared in the United States.
yeah.
But I think what happened originally, and this is a personal opinion of mine, was um, everybody said, oh, well, the Americans don't have the work ethic. Well, they might not have initially, but I think most American young women who are striving to get on the tour have a tremendous work ethic. I think one of the things that is a reality is in the past, it's getting better like everything else. The American players did not have the financial support from corporate America
Mm-hmm.
so that they could focus on getting their game in better shape. So they could arrive at a tournament more rested. So they were not distracted by being their own managers, but they had the funds by which to buy those services and free themselves to be more directly involved with building their golf games.
Yeah,
Um,
good
and I
point.
think that's, but I think that was the biggest thing that made the difference. And we talked about the difference in men and women and physical differences. There's a whole theory about how little people hit the golf ball so far. Well, there's, as you said, there's so many different things that come into play. Bone structure, slow twitch, fast twitch muscles,
Sure.
all these physiological differences that is not only relegated to just this is a tall person, this is a short person, this is
Right,
bigger,
right, right.
smaller. I think we're going to see more good players. We already are. I mean, we've seen it in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Nelly won. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, going, it's going to be more balanced, I feel, but I don't think we will dominate because it is a world tour.
Yeah, absolutely right. I like that word, balance. Real quickly, speaking about hitting it far, what's your opinion on rolling back the ball? You for it or against it?
You know, I think the jury will be out for a while how that affects the amateur game, the recreational player. As long and one of the things I have had you know, thoughts about is as we build golf communities, and the reality of the economics is you can sell a home on a golf hole for more money than if it's back in the
Yeah. Oh
woods
yeah.
somewhere.
Oh yeah.
We're going to continue to have long golf courses. One of the things I like about our most we have 3 courses at my club. Our most newly renovated course is it has 9 sets of tees.
Wow.
And
Really? I've never heard of that.
one of the cool things is it has a set of par three tees so that we will have often on an afternoon a par three competition followed by a happy hour. And
That's
they are set
great.
at a real par three test for 18 holes.
That's
To
great.
rolling back the ball and leaving the golf courses the same lengths that they are now, particularly for seniors and women and
Yeah.
youngsters,
Yeah.
that to me is going to be a problem. Something's got to give
Yeah.
there, or
Yeah. I
we're going
agree.
to lose more golfers because they're going to be frustrated,
Right. Well,
um,
exactly right. Exactly right. And
even more than they are already.
yeah, yeah, even more than they. I don't know if you saw the commercial on the Power Golf Club, but that's
Yes.
exactly what that is for. And it's a wonderful, wonderful product. All right, last thing. When are you going to come out to Vegas play some golf with me? Have you
I
been
need to
out
do
this way, Annette?
not in years. I have, but not in years. I used to go every so often when the LPGA was playing
Uh huh.
in Vegas. But I haven't been to Vegas, and I have to say, quite honestly, I have never played golf in the desert there.
Oh well, you are invited, and
Well,
we're going to go out
as
and play some golf.
sounds like a plan.
We're
You have
going
to
to go
give me a
out
lot
and
of strength.
oh, no, no, no. It works just the opposite. You're the master
Oh,
professional. I'm not, okay? So we're gonna,
so
yeah,
I'm going to give you my example of the difference in a playing professional and a teaching professional. You ready?
yeah.
Teach Playing professionals play golf. Teaching professionals teach others how to play golf.
Right.
So if you in different terms, teaching professionals are a bit like male obstetricians. We can help you do it. We can show you how to do it. We don't always do it well ourselves.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. You know, that's true. I would love to have you come out, but anyway, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for your time. I know that they're screaming for you on the lesson tee. You've got to go, and we will have you back again sooner than later. I promise. So you stay well. It was great having you on. Great seeing you. You look great, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you, Dennis. You have a great day
You
yourself.
too. Thank you, Annette. Thank you very much. All right. Annette Thompson, everybody. Really nice lady and good teacher. All right, we're going to step away, take our last break, and we're going to end up with our golf minute to help you improve your game. Stay with us.
As golfers, we want instant gratification when it comes to a better golf swing and playing better golf. Impossible, you say? Not anymore. Golf Boost Artificial Intelligence, AI, has developed and patented the most advanced swing analysis technology in golf. Simply, the algorithms detect your body position and then analyze your golf swing using their artificial intelligence technology. The AI captures all the relevant data from your swing video and then presents you a personalized lesson. Golf Boost AI is the ultimate swing analysis and virtual instruction system for golfers of all ages and abilities. This sophisticated software takes into consideration your height and build, playing level, and returns the ideal solution for your swing. Bottom line, Golf Boost AI is an incredibly convenient and cost-effective tool for golfers to improve their swing. Go to golfboost.com and check it out. The app is free to download and try. Visit golfboost.com today.
Hi, I'm Dennis Silvers here for 8 News Now, and I'm here with longtime teaching professional Tom Mutzler. We're at Eagle Crest Golf Club in Sun City, Summerlin. And Tom, I think a major problem with most amateur players is alignment and direction.
You're absolutely right, Dennis. It's almost impossible for me to aim this club face accurately at a target that's 100, 150, 200 yards down the range. So what I have to do is find an intermediate target, something a foot to 2 or 3 feet in front of me, that's on the line that I want to start my golf shot. I've cheated here and put a pebble out here and, along my target line, but I'm going to walk in looking at that intermediate target, aim my club face first, and then step in to take my stance, and now I'm ready to make my swing.
Tom, thanks. That was great advice. I know that's going to help a lot of our viewers become better players. For the Golf Minute, I'm Dennis Silvers. We'll see you all back next time. All right, everybody, thanks for being with us on this edition, and we're going to see you back next week. So long.